Hi, I'm Jessica Ferreira, and I'm an alumni from 2005. I grew up in Taunton, Massachusetts. As a kid, I liked to cook with my grandmother and my mother. My mom's actually from the Azores, and my dad's actually from the Bahamas, so I grew up with different cultures. And with my grandmother, you know, just like to help her stir the batter or learn how to make fresh dough for bread. And, you know, that meant a lot to me because family's close to me, and I want to keep the tradition alive. So food was always something growing up. You know, our whole family would always be together at the table, eating, talking, and that's what means the most to me. So that's where I started my passion for cooking. And then as I went to middle school, I actually got asked, what are we gonna do when I grow up? So I said, Mom, I don't know what I want to be. And she goes, well, what do you like to do? And I said, well, I like cooking with you, and I like cooking with Vava. And she's like, well, then put down a cook. So then I started looking into it, and actually in high school took all cooking classes. And I mean, it's not like the real world, but did very well in those classes. So then I decided I was going to go to BCC and learn culinary. I chose BCC because in high school a lot of other kids would go on to community colleges. I really wanted to go to Johnson Wales first, but I talked with my mom and she said, you know, it'd probably be a good idea if you go to BCC first, learn the basics, and then if you're really good at it, then you can go on to Johnson Wales. So, you know, most kids nowadays, they go to college and spend all this money and then they don't want to do it. So it was a good choice for me. I think it was the smartest decision I ever made. My experience at BCC was awesome. Chef Crissimo and Chef Cabral were amazing instructors. I was the last class that had both culinary arts and pastry arts all in one, so I learned both. And when I first came here, I was really interested in baking and pastry arts, but I ended up loving culinary arts. And just an amazing experience, met a lot of people. We had a close-knit family, so every time we cooked together, we'd sit down after and talk about, you know, each of the dishes that we created, and, you know, did ice carving here. We did a lot of tableside dinner, so we did flambeing and all that. So you learn every aspect of the culinary field here. After BCC, after I graduated in 2005, I went to Johnson Wales University, and I have a bachelor's in food service management. And BCC prepared me in so many ways. Johnson Wales, they expect you to know everything before you go there, so they expect you to know terminology, knife skills, and it was surprising to me because you go to school to learn how to do something, not expect to already know it. So here I learned all the basics before I went there, so I was really comfortable. And I just started working in a restaurant right after BCC, so just having a little experience in the restaurant and then going there, it was kind of, it was good for me. I was comfortable, I wasn't nervous, where someone who didn't know anything about cooking at all is being thrown into this classroom and expected to know everything. So they prepared me very well here. After I graduated Johnson Wales, I worked for Benjamin's restaurant for a while, and I worked all parts of the back of the house in the kitchen. I've worked for the Long Wharf Marriott in Boston, we're doing banquets, and I've also worked for the Stone Forge in Easton being a sauté chef. And then I've also opened up assistant living home and created all the menus and started the restaurant start to finish. And then I've also worked for Sorelli Foods for a little bit, and I did event planning for them. I actually did the whole street of Endicott in Boston for the St. Anthony's Feast, and I coordinated all the booths and the food that was going to be served there. And then I actually was looking for a different job because they weren't doing too well. And I looked on the internet and they had a job for Dunkin' Brands for food safety. So I was very involved and passionate about food safety in any of the restaurants or hotels I worked at, and decided, let me just fill out an application and see if I get it. So I sat with a woman and just had a conversation with her, and she gave me the opportunity to become a food safety specialist, so I was really excited. And currently I ensure quality assurance and food safety for all Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin-Robbins restaurants today. And it's just an amazing company to work for. They have a party every day when they have, you know, a new product that comes out, and I get to look at all the new products and equipment and make sure that, you know, they're up to our food safety standards. But the food safety standards is not just for Dunkin' Donuts, or Dunkin' Brands I should say, but for local, state, and federal regulations as well. I would love to open my own restaurant, a food truck, but you're married to the business and you can't really have a life. I mean, I love it, I miss the restaurant, but I like my weekends and holidays off. So, I mean, if you say, where do I see myself in 10 years, it'd probably be, I'd love to teach cooking. Actually be the professor or something like that. Just, I'd love to teach cooking. I eat, breathe, and sleep culinary. I love cookbooks, I love watching the Food Network, and you know, I think if I could teach someone else how to cook properly, it'd mean a lot to me. I am married to Joshua Ferreira. We live in Taunton still, and it's been an amazing opportunity. You know, just I got married last October, and just happy, glad I'm with him and get to spend the rest of my life with him. And you know, I have an amazing job, so I can't complain, and BCC did all that for me. So I just really appreciate this college and everything they've done.